Okay, so we got the men's junior. Oh, big. Big crash in the junior. That means I think junior means under 18. So let me know if I'm wrong there. We've got this, the Italians. The Italians did a bad race, didn't they? They had the bit strength in numbers, but they sent one right up the road. What they should have done is got on the front and fucking dropped Remco because Remco got back on. So Remco was the favourite for this race. The guy he's obviously a huge cycling talent, is a huge cycling talent, and he got back on. So they tactically fucked up by waiting. They waited. The Italians waited for the best rider in the race to get back on. So, which again, it was fair. So I guess they rode a fair race, but tactically. But then again, they didn't because they sent someone on the road to attack. So what they should have done is, if they're going to play that card, it's just the whole team should have attacked. In a team time trial, and Remco probably wouldn't have got on. So the Italians lost the race. They had the numbers there at the end, but Remco's talent shone through. It would have been good to see the Italians all in the front and then see what would have happened to Remco. That would have been pretty good to see that. But you got Piccolo there. Piccolo was given the German, the Deutsch kid, a lot of shit. But then as soon as the group caught Piccolo's on the back sitting on. So there's a bit of projection there. This is Vagard, or whatever his name is. He was cramping, so not enough water there. Not enough water, and there was a big. I thought that was concrete, but luckily it was padded. But still, I think it ended the race for a couple of guys. Glasses on the road. Here's Remco again. And what's the German guy's name again? I forget. Let's call him Deutsche. Apologies if I forget the name. Some of these names are hard to remember. But Remco, I've always forgotten his last name, but he does watch Natasha's Instagram story. So he is a member of the cadence group, and he's obviously a member of the carbohydrate group, because look at that cadence. That is Chris Froome style. Even his sunglasses are falling off his head. He's going so fast. So he's sweating. He's got a high sweat rate, so he's taking in lots of water. He's taking lots of sugars because he's pushing out that power. And the Italians here looking back and sitting up. Like, if you're going to attack. Don't look back. So Remco, he's on the front. He's showboating. He's popping the chest, as he rightly can do so, and he's going to stop across the line to commemorate his last win of the season with his first win at Brussels Kerme, and he's putting his old SL4 tarmac, because is that an SL4? It's an old bike, so he's definitely not a rich kid sport brat. He's riding an old bike with an old Shimano Di2 Duras group set, and he's riding a mixed wheel set there. He's got a mixed wheel set. Deep dish in the front was given to him as a spare wheel. No fuss, no muss there. So he's got his. What sort of power meter is that? Looks like it could be a Pioneer or something like that on there. Actually, I can't even see on. Who knows what he's using? It looks like he's got a mid-compact crank set on there. Looks like he's running a mid-compact crank. Did they put the hard climb in the Junior World Champs? It seemed like just a long, slow drag, 5K climb, whatever it was. Correct me if I'm wrong. So Remco, look how fresh his face is. And he's got an interesting breathing technique. He has his teeth out like that. He doesn't even have his mouth open. He has his chompers. He breathes through his teeth. He's a chomper breather. But he cadenced it up. He carved the fuck up. And this German guy here had the strength, everything, but not enough carbs or not enough water. So this guy could have won as well. He has a huge talent. This guy here, huge talent. But he looks like he ran out of carbohydrates because he got dropped on the climb. And if you're strong enough to be there after 3 hours and then you get dropped, that's purely water or sugar. That's not fitness. That's water or sugar. That's the endurance. The endurance factor there, the water and sugar. He's obviously got the power. Obviously, that German guy's got watts per kilo. He's hanging on the climb. And we have the Italian ran out at third of that fluoro yellow bike. What sort of bike is that? If you know that, let me know down below. It's a very good safety colour and looks pretty hot as well. What is that fluoro bike? That is a good safety colour. If you get hit by a car and you go to the inquest, they're going to be like, the kid had a fluoro yellow bike on. You obviously weren't paying attention. If you've got a black bike, they can say, I just didn't see him. So if you've got a fluoro helmet or a fluoro bike, looks like a Giaconetti bike. If you got a fluoro helmet or fluoro jersey or fluoro socks or reflective stuff on you when you get hit by a car, it's going to be hard for them to say, I just didn't see you, mate, I'm sorry. Because if you're fluoro high vis, then they're going to say, well, you weren't paying attention, so you get charged. So that's Remco there, the guy who watches Natasha's Instagram stories, carving the fuck up, and cadence spinning to win. He was guzzling in lots of sugar water, electrolyte drinks, sugar waters, sports drinks, sugary gels, drinking lots of water, spinning on every climb, never grinding, never running out of gears. So he did it very professionally today. And he's only 17 or 18 and looking very mature muscle for a young lad like that. So it just goes to show you there that that's techniques work. There's his mum there. And his dad is a pro from, I think it's Colstrop back in the 90s as his daddy there. So he's got some good insights in what to do, when to do it, how to avoid certain situations that many professional riders can end up in strife with. So that's very good there. And he seems like a pretty chill. Where's the German kid there? Again, looking very, very fresh-faced. Looking pretty built for an 18-year-old. God, it's a full natty. So looking pretty built. And here is the Italian who looks quite young, looks his age. But that bike, it says Giacarotti. There we go. It said Giacarotti. So this kid looks his age. But the other guys, Remco and the Deutsch dude looks swole as a motherfucker. He looks like Peter Sagan already. So there you go. That's the highlights of the Junior World Champs. We do have a new couple of stars in the making. I would say that German dude, big talent. We've got Remco, so Marius Mayrofer, and Alessandro Fancellu, and you got us the top 10, Sean Quinn, 2 Yanks in the top 10 there, and dominated the Italians, dominated in numbers, but tactics not so good. But Remco cleaned it up. So yeah, that's my thoughts, comments, criticisms. Remco, what can we learn? He's got quite a positive mindset. He got a flat, he got a crash. He didn't spit the dummy and give up. He kept pushing, and he got that. He also is carbing up, taking lots of sugar gels, probably 100 grams of carbs per hour. He's drinking a lot of water. He had a few piss stops, and he's just guzzling it. He's sweating a lot, which means you're hydrated. And what else was I going to say? He was spinning cadence carbs, staying relaxed, staying positive, staying aggressive, and not really looking to blame or shame anyone on the race that day. He was, the Italians were using a lot of hand language and come on, pull a turn, but obviously it didn't really work because Remco, he seemed pretty focused on winning that race. So there you go. That's live from Innsbruck in Australia. There, I don't even know where is Innsbruck in Australia. I don't even know AUT Australia. I'm from Australia. I don't know where Innsbruck is. I didn't even know the World Champs were in Australia this year. So if you can let me know which suburb is Innsbruck. I think it's actually in Davron Park, South Australia. And that climb, it did look a little bit reminiscent of something like Norton Summit. So it's probably the backside of Norton Summit, a climb I haven't done yet. That was where it was done. So anyway, look at that cadence there. Yeah, definitely looks like a mid-compact. Riding an old bike, it looks like an SL4. So a few seasons old. It looks like he's got alloy stem, alloy bars. He's got the old Shimano Dura-Ace group set. He's got a mixed match wheel set, but no fucks given for Remco. He cleaned it up. And yeah, anyway, a lot of good luck and bad luck for a lot of riders in that race, I hear. Anyway, if you have any comments, questions, thoughts, comments, criticisms, hit us up down below. He can fly on the bike with his hands flapping all like that. That's fantastic. All right, see you next video.